All right, we're back. This is Sid Owsley from the Determination Determines Destination podcast, 3Ds to Success, where we share stories of people who use what I call the 3Ds to success. Determination determines destination in their lives to overcome obstacles and challenges. And today I have Teya the Globetrotter on the show. Teya grew up in the South Bronx. Hold on, I gotta say the South Bronx, the South Bronx. Dating myself way back into the 80s. Teya, while traveling, she was traveling doing martial arts tournaments, and she quickly learned that travel opens up your mind to more possibilities in life. She was willing to bet that helping Black and brown travelers go outside of their comfort zone would create a heightened level of success in their everyday lives. So Teya began travel and launched Live to Fly Travel Advisory. As a lover of cultural immersion and destination celebrations, Teya will set you up to see the world and return home feeling like you can accomplish anything.
That's right.
She, she set out with the goal of visiting 40 countries before 40, and she did it. Country 40 was with Senegal in West Africa being the 40th country. Pandemic, when travel was slow, Teya worked through her own depression and launched the passport hustle to get travelers ready to travel again. She will ask you about your goals. Be warned. Get excited. Welcome to the Globetrotter. How are you today?
I am well. I am well and blessed. Thank you for asking. Yes, how are you?
I'm fantastic. It's great to have you on.
Thank
I,
you very
I
much.
love travel. I love to travel. So having you on the show is great to talk about that. And so tell us about your story of using what I call the 3Ds to success. Determination determines destination to overcome obstacles and challenges in your life and to create this awesome business that you have.
So, like you said in my bio, I grew up in the South Bronx, and I quickly learned that people that did not leave the neighborhood, they didn't always aspire to more. And the more I traveled, I've been practicing martial arts since I was 7 years old, with my father. And a lot of people think, oh, that was easy. It was your father. No, sir. My father would judge me the harshest if I was in a karate tournament and my father was my judge.
Wow.
No, because he knew what I was capable of, and so if I didn't meet or exceed that, I got deductions that no one else would get. And so him being tough on me, I did not like it as a child, but now as an adult, I appreciate that. And again, we traveled from the South Bronx all throughout New York City. We traveled through Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. We went to Pennsylvania. I thought, wow, we are really going somewhere. We went to national tournaments in Washington, D.C., and we'd be able to see people come from all around the country, hear their accents, see what they're up to, see what it is that they're doing. And, from that point, you couldn't tell me that I could not accomplish anything I wanted to accomplish. And so, in elementary school, I went to one of the specialized schools, and they opened up a new program, and I actually got to play the cello at Juilliard, which is one of the most prestigious music schools in the world.
Yeah.
And so from 8 to 11, I played the cello at Juilliard, which is just mind blowing when I tell people that I played the cello at Juilliard.
Yeah, that is
And
mine.
so, although I can look back and see that I was very blessed throughout my life, there are times where I had to deal with sexual abuse, like many Black women, many women have. There are times where I had to deal with, teachers not believing you, your community, your environment not believing in you. And you had to take whatever you could to press forward and say that you believe in yourself. And so, I was blessed from an education perspective. I would always be able to get into specialized programs. I went to Bronx High School of Science in New York City. I went to an engineering school for undergrad, and then I ended up going to a Ivy League school, Columbia University, for graduate school.
Wow.
Now,
Great.
I did everything perfect. I went to school, I graduated, I got married, we had a house, and things did not go as I expected. And by 25 years old, I was divorced, living back at home. Um, and in the beginning, I didn't care. It was, balls to the wall. Who cares? I'm just going to do what I want to do. And it got to the point where the next long-term relationship I got in, it was with a con artist.
Wow.
And so here I am. I'd worked on Wall Street. I'd been to some of the best schools. I traveled the world. And I am feeling like the dumbest person on earth, having dated a con artist. This person owes me $100,000. I've spoken to lawyers who quickly advised me that they can take more of my money to prosecute the case, and I probably win, but I likely never see any of that money. And so, I had to figure out how to pick myself up and move forward. And so I broke up with this individual. And I quickly realized that he was dating, and according to Facebook, which is, second best to Google, according to Facebook, he was actually married to one of my coworkers in my building.
Wow.
And so talk about like in your face, embarrassing. What are you about to do with your life? I unfortunately had to tell my boss because I didn't want any situations. Last thing I wanted was something at work to say, hey, this lady is in between my marriage. It was like, it, could have been the most embarrassing thing. And what really hit the fan for me one day is I had to do a training at work. And she was in that training. And she raised her hand every second she could. And, I'm sitting here doing this training, trying to figure out, is this woman involved in this? Like, what is going on here? And I quit my job. 3 weeks later, I got a new job making 25% more money. A blessing, right?
That's it, yeah.
No, Sid. I went from working 8 hours a day to 18 hours a day.
Man.
For someone else, there was no time for me to build anything. There was barely time for me to sleep. And so, that relationship was not working out for me. It wasn't working out for them. And I would love to tell you that I left that job, Sid, but I got fired. And so I got fired a week before my birthday. So here I am. I'd already planned myself a trip to Singapore and Thailand. And so I'm going to have a good time. It can't get any worse, can it?
Yeah.
So I get to Singapore, I get to Thailand, I meet a friend, I get introduced to some new people, and I thought, I can do this. So I stayed in Thailand for a month, but I left my laptop at home because I wanted this to be a relaxing vacation.
Oh, man.
So, I went through a laptop withdrawal very quickly. And the plan was to return home and then move to Thailand. And so during that process, I came home, and the apartment I live in doesn't have a lot of light. Don't let that peak of light fool you. That peak of light faces another very tall building. And so, I ended up staying home for 18 months with no money, no job. I used credit cards of all things to get me through 18 months without an additional income. And I was so depressed. And so it really hit me one day that I'd accomplished almost all of my goals except one. Traveling to 40 countries before the age of 40. And I said, Teya, you need income immediately. And I immediately got a therapist, right? Like I am an advocate of all the therapies except acupuncture therapy, okay? Therapeutic shopping, I'm an advocate of. Talk therapy, I'm an advocate of. Massage therapy, I'm an advocate of. Acupuncture, I can't advocate for that. So I got in therapy very quickly in order to get myself out of a hole. And, for those who, a lot of people in our community are ashamed of therapy. And I'll tell you that, therapy is just talking to someone who can give you steps and tips on how to do something that you don't know how to do, how to process those emotions that we have been taught to suppress in many of our communities. And so I got a job making less than I made when I graduated from college. I picked up another contract after that. And for the last 18 months, I have been working for an organization. I won't say the name of it, but I've been working for an organization, and making sure that I can contribute to their goals, which I am aligned with, right? And so that was key for me. If I'm going to have a day job, I need to make sure that I am aligned with that organization's goals, and I can make a contribution to the bigger picture. And so in addition, I picked up my travel business and I moved from in a partnership with someone else to waving my own banner, Live to Fly. And for me, it was all about Black and brown travelers, because it was solidified. When I went to Thailand, things got much better. I came home and suppressed myself in my own environment, and it was definitely a depression. And for those just listening, a depression means that you're having a really, really, really sad time for at least 14 days in a row. And when you start going that long, you stop knowing how to get yourself out of that emotion, of that space, of that environment, right? And so sometimes you need a good friend, you need a good kick in the butt, or you just need to go get a therapist.
Yeah.
But it's also, you have to be determined to make the difference in your life so that you can get up and be a blessing to others. And that was very helpful for me. I've helped people leave the country for the first time, which has been eye-opening for them. I have a client who took her brother on a graduation trip to Jamaica. And for him, amazing. For her, also amazing. She called me back. She said, Tia, I need to take my kids on vacation. They never miss a day of school, and they school from home anyway. We need to go somewhere. Okay, let's get it together. So another client called me to say, Tia, I've been recommended that I am under a lot of stress and I need to take a trip. We want to go to Africa. We sent that client and his wife on a day trip to Paris. So get this. Here's a tip for you all when you're booking travel, if you have another travel advisor, or if you try to book it yourself. If you want it done for you, call me. Well, if you're booking it yourself and you're going east, you're going to Europe or to Asia, you leave at night. Now, I've made this mistake before, and it's a horrible mistake. You leave at night, you get on an 8 p.m. flight going into Europe, and you get off the plane with the time difference at 8 a.m. So you eat, you go to sleep immediately. If you need to have a drink, whatever you need to do to relax and sleep on that plane, you sleep overnight, you wake up, it's daytime. So this client and his wife spent their first time in Paris just on a day layover. I booked a walking tour for them so they can just walk around, explore, no pressure. And then they went to Kenya.
That's great.
They went to one of the best safaris in Kenya. And then they came back to enjoy the city. And so that client came back refreshed, invigorated to go on with their relationships in life, with their parenting responsibilities, as well as their work responsibilities, right? And so, I am a firm believer that when you see something that you're not used to seeing, regardless of how many people have told you about it, when you get to Egypt and you see those pyramids and you see the size of the boulders. I sat on one of the boulders, Sid, and I'm a woman who is 5'9". I won't tell you how much I weigh, but I'm not a thin woman. And I sat on one of those boulders on the pyramid, and that sucker was wider, taller, everything bigger than me. So the fact that this is a man-made item, if somebody can move mountains in order to make this structure, there's things that we can do in our life here at home as well. And so that's why I'm so passionate about travel. The world is open. The world sometimes may not be welcoming. And so I am very good at helping my clients navigate that. But, there was a poem growing up. Life has not been a crystal stair. You remember? It's by Langston Hughes. It was a poem from his mom to him.
Yeah.
And life has not been a crystal stair. Yeah. But that does not mean that there's not something beautiful for you on the other side of what you're going through.
That's right.
It's not always time that makes us better. If we're not determined to learn a lesson for ourselves, if we're not determined to learn something and grow in those moments, time doesn't necessarily make it better. But it will get better if you're determined to make it so. Right. And so, Sid, one of the things is I keep people around me that listen to me, but they won't let me complain too often. They love me, and they know that if I'm slacking, they go, "What's going on?" Right, and vice versa. And vice versa, they'll call me and go, "You said all of that. You are not okay. I don't believe you.
Wow.
What are you gonna do about it?" And so, I thank God for my network. God gives us talents, and it's what we do with those talents that will determine where we go in life. And so, whether it's real estate agents that are investing in the community, investment, people that are into investment, be it stock options, stocks, mutual funds, Bitcoins. I'm not too familiar with cryptocurrency, and I can't tell you a lot about it, but I can call somebody who knows enough to be able to assist me or assist someone else, right? And those are the relationships that I nurture, not just that those people can do anything for me, but those people are feeding their souls, and I can help contribute to them, and they can help contribute to me. And even if we're just relaxing, just having a good time, it's that energy that helps make sure that one of us is moving, if not both of us are moving forward, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I have a friend who has he asked me not to tell his name for it, but I have to. So he's gonna get me after this, Sid. But him and his friends call it the upward movement. And so everything that they do, they feed off of each other, that good energy, and it's all about where they're growing, right? So, you should not be the same person today that you were 5 years ago.
That's right.
You should not. And so you get to determine what you do with that. You get to determine, okay, I'm going to go ahead, I have a full-time job, and I'm going to get a master's degree at the same time. You get to do that. And will it be tough? I did it. Absolutely. I will not lie to you. It is tough. But at the same time, it's worth it to be able to say, this is my name and these are the initials behind my name. This is who I am. These are my credentials. And now that I have your attention, here's what I have to contribute to who you are.
Awesome. Yeah.
And that's what I've been able to do during travel. And so, during the pandemic, as you know, travel has been a little bit slower.
Yes.
If not very much slower. I'm in New York City, and New York City was the epicenter for a moment. So other states did not want New Yorkers in their backyard. Other countries did not want New Yorkers in their backyard. And for almost a year now, we've had to take tests in order to go somewhere else. So now that's the case. You have to take a test to come into the U.S., and that's going to affect Americans that want to travel as well. But as travel slowed down, I took the opportunity to create the what I call the passport hustle. One is for travelers who they want to travel, they're interested in travel, and they're cautious because of everything that's going on, and that's fine. And so, one of the items that I have behind me is one of the luggage covers that we created, and so we have quite a few of those. But the idea, the 5 reasons I say you should have a luggage cover or a mask for your luggage is: 1, it's cute. Okay, it looks good.
It looks nice. Can you
we have
a little closer?
Yes, absolutely. So I made sure there was nothing in this one, so I can pick it up quite easily. So this one is, if you can guess the location, it's one of the things.
Oh, that's in Greece.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so this one I want to show you because it now this one is heavy because this one is, unfortunately, it has my summer clothes in it. So hold on. Okay.
It just means you're ready.
I'm ready.
You're ready.
I am ready. Okay, so do you see this lady here? This is a pink lake that I went to visit in Senegal.
Oh man, yeah.
And I thought, we not only do we walk on water, but one of the ladies that has just been elected vice president, she is in a sorority that is pink and green. And this is not pink and green, this is pink with a blue sky. Gotcha. But just in honor and inspired by her, we have this whole pink lake suitcase where, as women, and especially as Black women in this country, we have been There you go. So we have been, doing a lot for this country, whether it's voting rights or whether it is advocacy. And, as women in this country, we have done a lot. And this was part of my homage to women, just saying that, we walk on water, right? We were truly made in the image of God. And that's not just his physical image, 2 arms and 2 legs. I like to say to people, in the beginning, God said, let there be. And there was. Let there be light, and there was light. Let there be the birds and the things that crawl, and they were so. And so when we say we were made in God's image, the things that come out of our mouth, they become reality. And so, I had to learn this as a teenager. I was not as thin as a lot of my friends. And I used to say, I'm fat. I look back at those pictures, Sid, I was not fat at all back then. Yeah. And then I created a little more weight. Now, as a woman, I'm confident in who I am, and I know I'm beautiful. But I became conscious of the power of my words,
Okay. Yeah.
And so, the thing I also became conscious of is we as humans will say one thing and then go, no, but, and so our words are like arrows that shoot out towards the target that we're out here to reach. And then we go, I don't know. Yeah, but, and then we mitigate or we can't contradict everything that we said. So now, as a Christian, I'll call it God. So I say something and God moves to make it so. Mm-hmm. You can call it the universe. You can say Allah. You can say Buddha. You can say the spirits. You can say whatever you like. That's completely up to you. But whatever your higher power is, it's going to rearrange things to make your words come to fruition. Right. What happens is when you start saying, yeah, but I don't know, but it didn't work this time, so I don't think it's going to work. You start one of these actions here, and then you start saying stuff like, talk is cheap. And I had a coach tell me years ago, talk is not cheap. People cheapen their talk.
That's great.
People cheapen their talk. And so for that reason, when I was in that state of depression, Sid, and I said, Teya, you said 40 by 40. What do you need to do to make that happen? There was a different posture. There was a different momentum that I had, right? I couldn't go from where I was at that time and jump right on a plane. I had to take steps to get myself back into that position and make sure, that, and going through that makes me the wiser and the stronger. And so, if people come to me, I am not now a life coach, but as people come to me, I can actually take care of them. And if they need more than I have to offer, I have a team of people that, we can, hey, you might need to talk to somebody else to make sure that you're in a great space to enjoy this vacation. You know what I mean? Wow. So I've done a lot of talking. I hope I haven't gone off topic too much here.
Well, you broadened the scope of your business. You've shown us how you've taken your business and your experiences, and you've made it a 360 experience where you're able to help people to broaden their own life experience, not just travel and go have a good time and go somewhere else, but to really change their life. And you talk about your network of people, talk about therapy and being able to help people, if they need a life coach, you have those people in your network that you created around this business, so you can help them do more than to just travel. You can help them change their entire life so that when they do go travel, it becomes a totally life-changing experience. And that's
absolutely awesome. Absolutely. I look at individuals like Stacey Abrams in Georgia, and the memes have been awesome. I love them. There's one meme that says, what I have it on my phone. I'll pull it up. I just had my phone. I'll pull it up. But Stacey Abrams is someone that ran for governor, did not win, and came back and said, I'm going to make sure that the people in our community, that their voice matters. I'm going to make sure that they're registered to vote, even if they were taken off the registration polls. I'm going to make sure they know that you can't just count on us to be the same old thing. I'm going to make sure that people are rallied together and that they have a voice. And I look at women like that, and I think, what did she have to go through to make sure that she knew how confident she was? Right? Or I look at it and say, and this is where exposure creates possibility, right? Or exposure creates the possibility for a new reality. If Stacey Abrams can turn Georgia around, if Stacey Abrams can help elect the first Black senator from Georgia, okay, that means we can do some things here. All right, let me figure out what it takes. What resources do I need? What potholes will I fall into? What will I need to get out of those potholes? What advice am I gonna need? Who should I go get advice from? Those are the type of things where I say exposure really creates the possibility for a new reality. Right. I spoke about Egypt. I went to Ghana. I had a friend really show me around Ghana. And so the next year, I bring a group of Americans who'd never been to Africa. One actually had been to Africa. She'd been to Northern Africa, definitely in Morocco. But she bring her father in his 70s to Africa for the first time. And so we went to visit the trading posts, i.e. the castles, which, it's hard for me to say castle when I know what they traded at one point were human beings, some of our ancestors possibly. And so in order to explore that, to know that that wasn't our only past, we have a rich past, and people endured through that situation. People endured through the cruise to the Americas, which was not a cruise, by the way. They endured that, and then they endured all the hardships that happened on these Western lands. We are a people of not only survival, but of thriving. We were able to take, some of the foods that they gave us, the scraps they gave us, and turn them into cuisines, right? Things that, when we get down and out, we want to go to our grandma and get some of that good old food, some of that good old soul food. Right. And that doesn't matter if you're Black or Spanish or wherever you come from. If you got a grandma that's cooking from the soul that feeds you, being in the kitchen with her will feed your soul, right? And so, we are a people that makes things happen. And sometimes we need to change our environment to see that. And that's what Live to Fly is all about. And the Passport Hustle is something that I partner with many in Black and Brown travel agents and travel bloggers so that they can also share in some of the profits of this, because this is not just for me. I think this is much bigger than I am. And so partnering with other travel advisors and travel agents helps me get out that we can celebrate our culture. We can take that culture with us. We have one. Did I put it away? I think I put it away. But we have one passport cover, one luggage cover that is inspired by this Ankara print. And Ankara is usually made out of a printed wax material. They are vibrant in color and they are beautiful. People use this fabric and they make the most beautiful clothes, even for men, some 3-piece coordinated suits. Wow. And these men walk, honey. They are amazing. And so, that really inspired me, as well as we have one that is inspired by a kente cloth, which is made by the Ashanti people in northern Ghana. And the Ashanti people kind of stand outside of Ghana as well. And so kente cloth is usually hand woven. And so it's an expensive fabric, and people use it to celebrate weddings and even funerals or the birth of a child, or large celebratory things in life. And so really just bringing that into the mainstream and letting people who love to travel and celebrate different cultures in the diaspora, bringing that to the forefront and saying, hey, we're not afraid to show you who we are and take all of that with us. Yes, and so that's what the Passport Hustle is.
All right. getting people ready to travel.
Yeah, getting them ready to travel.
I know I'm
So,
ready.
so I was saying, I know we have just a few seconds, but the 5 things about a luggage cover is it protects your luggage from scratches. It protects your luggage from stains. It's really cute. You can identify your luggage if you check it at the airport. And the 5th thing, which is most important, is, any germs you get on this luggage cover, you can sanitize it in the washing machine.
That's right.
The way you cannot sanitize your luggage, by the way.
Right.
And so that's something that was very important to us, to make sure that, people don't bring home. You bring home those possibilities for new realities, but you're not bringing home those germs or any of those things that are not conducive to who you are and the relationships that you want to build. So I just wanted to make sure that I said that as well.
Those are some great uses for us to remember for a luggage cover, and they look great. They look great.
Thank you.
That's a great product that you've come out with. And I love the scope of your business because it's so much more than about travel. With travel in itself is such a great thing for people to experience, and you have a whole nother mission behind that you help people to experience. So it's so great what you're doing, and having traveled myself, uh, I understand the experience you get from traveling, and you add so much to that. So it's such a powerful mission that you have.
Thank you. Thank you.
And once again, and before we get ready to wrap up, let everybody know how they can contact you so that they can partake in the products that you have and book some trips and get out there and experience the world. Don't let COVID stop you.
So if you are interested in traveling, we make sure that you are fully prepared for traveling. You know about currency exchange rates, weather, the environment you're going into. It's more than just book a trip. Someone is going to get a commission anyway. Expedia, let's keep the money in the family. And so you can reach out to us at We Live #2 Fly. We Live to Fly. And that's on Instagram, that's on Facebook, or you can email me at Teya at welivetoFly.com. And the 2 is a number 2. And for our products, it's at The Passport Hustle or info at thepassporthustle.com. So Instagram at The Passport Hustle, all together, one word. And if you're interested in even selling those products on your own or to your own communities, contact us. Let us know. We love a collaboration. And Sid, what I'm going to do, just for anybody listening here live to your podcast and anyone listening to the recording, I'm going to go ahead and create a discount code, 15% off everything except the bundles, because they are already greatly discounted. And I'm going to make that SID DDD. So Sid DDD is going to be the discount code. I'm going to go ahead and get that set up right away, just for your audience.
And I will post that on my social media and then the comments on the YouTube. That's great. Thank you very much. I'm sure that everyone watching will take advantage of that. Travel is very important to experience life. So everyone watching, whether it's live or watch later, definitely take advantage of that, because Teya, she's doing a great thing. She's offering a great service, and please take advantage of what she has.
Yeah,
Teya,
let's get you guys on a trip. Yeah.
It's been great having you on. I love
Thank you.
to hear about travel and what it does for people. And so, like I said, your mission, your business is so great. Thank you very much for being on, Teya.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, y'all. See you soon.
Right. This is Sid Owsley from the Determination Determines Destination podcast. We've had Teya D-Globetrotter on from Live to Fly, the Passport Hustle. Check us out once again. Again, this is Sid Owsley, the Determination Determines Destination podcast, the 3Ds to success. Thank you and have a great day.